everybody, it's Camping Katie, and I have got a new recipe to share with all of you. This is easy camping, and it is delicious, and believe it or not, I'm 58 years old, and I've never had this in my life. Now, many of you might have had it, but I have not. And my sister wife, Marla, made it one night, and she goes, oh, I'm making tuna casserole. And I thought, it's something I'd pass on because tuna to me is a little strong. And she goes, Katie, just wait, give mine a try. And she fixed me a small little dish. And then I was like a little piglet and I had to go get a bowl of it. It is that good. You can't even tell. It doesn't, this takes the taste of tuna, well, away. You don't taste the tuna. Maybe a slight hint, but the texture's there. But the flavor of this dish together is just, it's magnificent. And I can't recommend it enough. So, if you want to step over here, we'll look at the ingredients. How's that sound? So, we've got two versions. You can make a poor man's version, which would be just your egg noodles. You're going to need just about a quarter cup of milk, something like that, a splash of milk, a can of cream of mushroom soup, a can of tuna and water. Tuna and water is milder than tuna and oil. Remember that when you're buying that. And that would be your poor man's version. Now, if you want to go all decadent, then you add 2 cans of cream of mushroom, 2 tunas, and a can of sweet peas, and some melt and dip easy melt cheese. And this is going to blow your socks off, people. This is really delicious. I'm excited to get it going. And Marla, do you want to tell me how you found out about this recipe?
My mother and our family used the poor man all the time, and if we had extras, then we had this kind. That's how we did it.
And your mother, she just learned it.
Probably from her mom. I don't know. She just would throw it together.
See, I just never knew what to do with tuna.
Well, the good thing is with this, if you have leftovers, you can turn it around and put it in a casserole pan and actually take and crumble chips or stuff on top and then put it in the oven for 20 minutes, and then you have a whole new dish.
That's like Ruffles or something like that. That sounds delicious.
It makes it a whole new dish.
A nice crunchy topping. So I'm just putting a little salt in the water. We've got to bring this water up to a boil because this is a 1-pot meal.
Do you want to explain your cooking apparatus?
Yes, and I've got my gas one butane or propane dual fuel portable stove. And lucky for me, I had a couple of cans of butane, so I didn't have to lug out my 20-pound canister of propane. And then I'm using, I hear it. It's on. And I'm using my Ghetto wind blocker because when you're cooking outside, you gotta really contain that or your fire just goes everywhere and we want to boil. So while the water's boiling, I'm gonna go ahead and get some cans opened and the tuna drained
And the cheese cut up.
and the cheese sliced. Did we bring something to slice the cheese?
Yes, you'll find a knife in the bowl. I brought it all over.
And I bought, I'm sorry if anyone's offended, but I bought the Great Value Everything brand. You buy any brand that you prefer, I think this is going to work out okay for us tonight.
I go with the cheapest brand.
I tell ya, I'm traveling. I need gas money. And if you have a freezer, frozen peas would work really well in this
They weren't better.
Yeah, I use frozen peas at home in a lot of things.
And on the cheese, it really can be any cheese that melts good.
Okay, so if you wanted to buy like even like a real block of cheese, as long as it was shredded up nicely.
As long as you put it in to where it'll melt. No, keep that.
Oh.
Learn to, yeah, you push it in to drain.
So it's your choice, but you're going to get the gist of how to make this dish. And I tell you, I'm addicted. Marla thinks I'm crazy. She's never seen someone get excited about tuna like me. But it's true, it is so good. Oh. Well. And this is good if you're having a little potluck too, huh? Take this dish there.
And for me, it's an easy dish that feeds a lot of people. So
Absolutely.
that is a good one right there. It feeds a lot of people when you're needing food.
Yeah.
And I only made a half a batch that day because I really was only, I wanted it. And I still had a half a pan left after feeding people.
That's because I was feeling guilty about being a little pig. I would have asked for another bowl.
You could have had another bowl.
It was really that good. I enjoyed it. And I drained the peas.
Yes, peas have to be drained as well.
What's up, Foxy girl?
They're looking for that tuna juice you just put in the trash can.
They're like, we be smelling something good.
They like that tuna water.
Heck yeah. We'll wait on that to boil and we'll be right back. Okay, our noodles are boiling. We're almost there, folks. Cubed up all the cheese. Everything's ready to go. When we drain these noodles, we're going to combine everything. And then we've got some taste testers here that are going to give their honest opinion. So hold tight, folks. And you don't want them fully cooked. You want them al dente because you're going to cook it a little bit more and you don't want them to be mushy. So I'm just going to turn the heat off and drain the noodles. This is a nice size strainer. Is this yours?
Marla's, I think.
And there's a fly on my hand, but we've been shooing flies away. Flies have not touched anything that we know of yet. So we're trying to keep everything as hygienic and fresh and clean as possible. Okay. And now I'm going to add the soup, the tuna, a little bit of milk, and the seasonings. If you season after you add the cheese, the seasoning will not go throughout the dish. It'll be in clumps. You can't disperse it. So always do it in that order I was told. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
It's a really good tip, and it makes a lot of sense. And I got this little thing. I've got all small ones. I got them at the Dollar Tree. They're just perfect for traveling for me. And they get in all size cans. I like that.
On a regular basis, when you're doing it in the kitchen, it is easier to use your hands when you're doing the tuna, because the tuna doesn't always separate and you might get just great big chunks of it.
Okay,
That's just sometimes. I mean,
good to know.
it also counts on what brand you buy.
We've got great values, so it's kind of a mystery.
Great value.
It's too hard to keep cleaning your hands out here to make it to where you want to touch it with your hands out. When you're
Yes.
out in the, here, so.
Peas are going to go in last unless you use frozen peas, which of course you'll put in earlier. So, tell me when you
No, you're done.
Okay, I'm
I was
done.
wondering why you're putting so much
I was
in.
waiting on you. Okay. That's a nice pepper grinder.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yep, that's good.
And so about a quarter cup of milk right now.
Yeah, not a lot, just a little bit, just to make the soup all creamy and go everywhere. And I'd start using the big spoon.
Okay.
That little thing's gonna get in the way.
Correct. Oops.
Sorry.
Can you see this? Can you see what it looks
Yeah.
like?
Brat. See that chunk?
Yeah.
So if you use your hands, you can keep that from happening.
So you're looking to bust up chunks.
Because you don't want a big chunk. Bust it up. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn the fire back on low.
Mm-hmm.
And dump the cheese.
Foxy! Hey, Foxy, come back this way, baby. Yeah, put the cheese in. Foxy! Good girl.
Kind of bury it so it's in the heat so that it'll melt faster.
Yeah.
Better.
Sure it's on? I can see a flame underneath.
It's
That could be-
butane.
Yeah.
Bury that cheese
Driving me
good. Huh?
No, here.
Okay.
Sorry, she's driving me nuts.
There
Okay.
you go.
And the milk, please.
And this is what I wanted anyways. I wanted Marla to do it.
I just don't want to be on the videos. Not all the way.
Okay, this much?
Yep. And then we're going to do about half of that again. Same amount. But it's not going in yet. Give me a minute to get it
So you're going to use about 3/4 of a cup of milk, basically.
all together. And it's on. It's really good. It's being thick though, so. Go and take it.
Let it heat for a second so the cheese melts a little.
Mm-hmm. And get it down on that bottom and get that milk hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Touching the bottom of that pan or the something.
Could put the lid on for a sec, maybe it'll melt a little.
We'll try.
I have that issue too when I'm cooking, cooking.
Yeah, when it's not
The
inside.
heat doesn't disperse really well. And yeah, you just gotta,
Everybody disappeared.
they'll be back.
We went over to check out this place. Actually, I should show mine today because right now it's clean.
Nice. You do have an adorable place.
When it's clean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you work.
Same as anybody's. They're all,
Yes.
No, I don't want to show mine to Bessie. I have.
That's a good way to do it. Okay, now put the other milk in.
Okay.
Now it's starting to.
Yeah, it's getting melted. And I want to add, the more cheese you put in, the more cheesy it is. But you can go with less cheese so you get more flavoring of the other ingredients. So it's really up to you. Let's see how cheesy it's getting.
It's gonna be delish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Jack's over there watering at the mouth.
I know. I know.
They asked if they get to eat this tonight. I said yes, you're going to be their taste testers, and you have to give the honest opinion.
Daphne's headed out. Oh, there she is. She stayed to your camper.
All right, go ahead and add the peas. And it's a soft stir with peas, otherwise you'll have them all smashed, guys.
All right.
I just want to get them all over.
That looks beautiful.
Then we're going to put the lid back on and turn it off. And let it set for a few minutes, and whatever cheese didn't melt will be melted.
Nice.
And the peas will warm up.
Yep, and it gives a chance for the peas to warm up. If you stir it too much, you do end up with smashed peas.
Okay, so we've got another taste tester going, and let's see what his reaction is.
Oh, I think it's delicious.
Is it a strong tuna flavor taste?
No, not at all.
It's really mild,
Very mild. Yes.
and
Very
You can't even hardly taste the tuna unless you get a chunk. And I'm
Right
trying to
on.
get most of the
thank
chunks
you
out.
so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for letting me use your pot. We did not have a pot large enough, and this kind gentleman allowed us to use his pot. So thank you.
Yeah, 'cause don't answer.
So this is Diane, and she is from Canada. And what do you think of this tuna casserole?
It is very creamy. It's very good.
Do you taste the tuna much?
Not really, no.
It's mild, isn't
Yeah.
it?
She doesn't
It is
like
mild,
tuna.
Yeah.
And so, would you ever consider making it?
Oh, for sure.
Fantastic, thank you. And her hubby, Mr. Andy, what do you think?
It's very creamy. I wouldn't consider
I don't think you're
making
supposed
it.
to say what
And
your
I'm
wife
sure
says.
Diane would really consider making it.
Very original.
Perfect answer. And
like a man with a
Miss,
mind of his
Mr.
own.
Red, are you going to consider making it?
Yes. I would consider
Fantastic.
Don't look at me. I'm the one that taught you how to make it.
Marla's recipe is a complete hit. And thank you, Joe, for recording it. I appreciate your help. Joe got to meet the king today, Bob Wells, because of her box van that she and her son built. It is so gorgeous. Bob wants to do an interview. Congratulations. We're proud of you.
I'm excited.
Yep. We're excited for you. Okay. Y'all have a beautiful